Morning, Noel.
Morning.
Why do you always use to what? You are using your phone?
Yeah, I use PC and phone.
Oh, like that.
But my PC don't have the mic.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Hi, morning, Calvin. Your Calvin. So, did you restarted your laptop? I think it's better if you restarted first lah, because after this we also will open our Visual Studio. So I'm afraid your laptop will be more lagging.
Oh, okay, I restart.
Pardon? I cannot hear you
Oh,
clearly.
okay, I restart.
Okay, so I wait for you first lah. Okay, Farrell, we wait for Kelvin first because his laptop is very lagging. By the way, Farrell, I saw that. I look at our tutorial, so I can see that Noel and Kelvin already submitted their tutorial 3 and 4. So I suggest you to do the tutorial also lah, and then submit because kan, I'm afraid we don't have much time to discuss that tutorial one by one because macam our practical ni it will takes a lot of time lah. But if you submit your tutorial, I can check it later and then comment. Hmm. Because if you guys aware kan, this course, it will be assessed. It will be assessed through test, assignment, and examination. Your tutorial also important because your test may be it is for you to practice to answer in your test and examinations later. So your tutorial also important lah. So because we don't have enough class to cover tutorial and practical, and because our practical usually takes a lot of time kan, because this course is memang a little bit hard. So I will check your tutorial to see to comment if your answer is correct or not lah. Okay, so before we are while we are waiting for Kelvin, who is actually the group leader for your assignment for your group ni?
Uh,
Nobody. Oh,
yeah.
Kelvin. Oh, no leader yet. Shara said no leader yet. But actually, you guys haven't choose lah who is the leader. But have you started doing your assignment
So far the what the title
item?
the
The title. You only have the title lah for now.
yeah, we choose the point of sales.
Oh, you already choose a system lah, point of sales.
Yeah.
Oh, but you haven't started to do your proposal lah.
Oh, haven't.
Okay, so I suggest for you all to start because this week is a week 6, and then um we will you need to submit your task 1 at Friday, week 7, meaning next week. So you all really need to start it already lah. Okay, so divide your task among you three, and then submit it on Friday, week 7. Okay, so we wait for Kelvin lah first because this info also important for him. Yeah, Farah, it's okay. You can submit this week, but it's better if before Saturday lah, because I will check your work and then Noel and Kelvin punya work on the weekend. Okay, Farah. No worry, because tutorial and practical ni it has no marks, but it will really help you later lah. Because maybe you maybe sometimes we think that we know how to answer kan by only just reading it, but actually this subject is a lot of maths kan. So maths, you cannot just answer maths by just reading. You really need to do it first so that you can remember. Okay, kasihan Kelvin. Oh, Farah and Noel, if you want to eat kah? Okay, Kelvin already. You all can eat lah during my lecture, but because I know your time for eating or for lunch is already occupied, you only have half an hour kan to eat later 1:30 until 2. But during my class, now during this lecture, you can eat lah. Okay, okay, Farah. But later because we may you may do some practical later lah. Okay, so but before that we need to finish whatever we left yesterday. Okay, so Kelvin, are you here already? Can you hear my voice?
Yeah.
Okay. So yesterday we have we have covered until the size of operator. For now, so now we are proceeding to indirect addressing. Okay. So indirect addressing is actually the this indirect operand. It holds the address of a variable. So usually for array or a string lah. So this indirect operand usually used for array or a string. I haven't record this meeting. Okay, so I repeat, this indirect operand, it is usually used for array or a string, because a string is also it is also when it is saved in memory, string also will be saved the way array is saved in our memory or in RAM. So that's why for array or a string, we can use indirect operand to hold the address of the array. Okay, so for example, so these indirect operands, it can be different, meaning it's just like a pointer to the address of the variable. Okay, so for example, here you have a variable in array. So the indirect operand will hold the value of address of each of the element inside the array. So it is usually used together with the offset. Okay, so um, the offset, if you remember last time, yesterday we have cover offset. So offset, it will store the offset value. Offset is the address, also is the address in the memory, but it is a part of memory, sorry, a part of address inside the memory. So offset, it will take the value of the offset of this variable, and then the ESI register will hold that offset value. After that, um, we can do the indirect operand. So this is what it is called as indirect operand. We use the syntax like this square bracket, and then we put the ESI register inside it. So this is what it is called as indirect operand, because this syntax meaning to say that this ESI register, it is holding the offset, and then after that, meaning in your register, it is already having an address for the value of this array. But by using this in by using this syntax, we can get the value of your your variable. Okay, so for example, this one, when you put the value of this is actually when it is right written like this. So it means that it is referring, I mean, the value that is called in here, or what the value that is written by this syntax is the value of the array that you already set in the in this register. Okay, so for example, you want to see the value of this one, and then you want to put it inside this AL. This AL, because if you remember this picture diagram, AL is holding at bits. Okay, so that's why this is each of these element is in size of only 1 byte lang. Okay, so that's why we can use AL. Okay, so this is actually the same with, I mean, it is another way of getting the value of uh, offset. Ah, okay, so this is actually more or less similar with this one. But this one we are using direct offset. We need to, this one we need to know what is the number that we want to put here to get the value of this one, kan? And then yesterday we have argue about why it is this is two and then this is four and then this is four and then you get this two, kan? Okay, so later I will show in using Visual Studio lah why it is two, why it is four, for you to get this one. Why it is not two or three, kan? Okay, so this indirect operand also is another way of taking the value in an array. Okay, so but we don't need to plus or we don't need to plus any number here because we can just increment. We can just increment the ESI and then it without specifying how many increment that need to be done. So um, you just increment it. After that, it will directly go to the second value. Okay, so the same with which you just need to increment the SI once, and then it will directly get the next value. If previously we need to specify how many you need to add, kan, either two or four or three, kan, but using ESI, using the indirect operands, you can just increment them or increment it once, and then it will directly get the next value in the array. Okay, so after that, this is continue of the indirect operands. So we can use PTR inside together with ESI lah. Okay, so let's say you have a variable, so that variable in type of word. So when this is how you initialize any indirect operands lah. So this is compulsory step. If you want to use indirect operands, you need to capture its offset first and then put it in ESI register first. Baru we can use the indirect operand. So this is the compulsory step. Okay, so in this also we do the same. We initiate the offset. We initiate the ESI with the offset value of this variable. After that, baru we can increment the the ESI. But this will produce error because because um, because if you do it just like this, this ESI or this pointer can point to either byte or word or double word. Okay, so we need to specify the type of uh, either it is word, byte, or double word. So that's why this is causing the error because it is ambiguous. So we need to specify. So how to specify is by adding PTR here. So if you remember the PTR, when we do the PTR, we want to extract. We will extract how many or what size we want to extract here. So because this variable is in type of word, so that's why we need to put word lah. Okay, so we extract a word size of the value inside this or the address inside this. Okay, so this is how we can uh, use PTR in indirect operand. Okay, so after that, um, This indirect operand is like it is stated previously. It is usually used in array, kan? So one of the usage of the indirect operand is when we want to sum an array. Okay, so indirect operands are ideal for traversing an array. Okay, so note that the register in the bracket must be incremented by a value that match the array type. So when we want to do or when we want to sum an array, so what the first thing we need to do is like I said just now, this is the compulsory step, which is we set the offset of the array to the ESI first. So why ESI? This is compulsory, because ESI is the register that hold or the register that point to a source in a stream operation. So that's why we only use ESI to hold the offset value. Okay, so this is the compulsory step. Okay, so after that we we pass the pointer to the AX punya register because it is word kan. So word you can pass a word size is 2 byte punya the punya size is 2 bytes, so that's why we can put it in AX. AX is can hold 16 bits, which is 2 bytes. Okay, so we put it in the AX. After that, we can add, we can do the add instruction to the pointer. So to add or to add as array is this is the way. Okay, so we add two to the register first. After that, we add the pointer to this AX. Okay, so another way of doing this is by using type. We have learned this previously, lah, but you can either use this way or this way. Okay, so whenever you want to add an array, so just follow this step lah. This is the step that we can rely on when you want to add array. So use the same register name, use the same register name and then use the same constant here. Why 2? Because word is 2 bytes. So when you want to add uh, any when you want to add something to the pointer, you need to add 2 because one value here is using 2 bytes. So from here to go here, it needs you to add 2 bytes. So that's why it is 2 here. But if your array is in D word, double word, meaning you need to add 4 because double word is having 4 bytes, meaning each of the element inside the array will occupy 4. Yeah, my neighbor doing something or ayo. It's very noisy, ka?
Yeah.
I don't even hear Calvin say. I know you are you are talking, but I don't know what you are saying. Hiya, my neighbor ni.
this array, if you want to get all the sum, do you have to repeat this many times, or if the array very big?
Yeah, but I am sure there will be we can use loop later lah for this. But
Okay.
how to do it? Um, Maybe we will learn it in our assembly language fundamental 2, because after this we will learn in the fundamental 2 lah. Okay, so yeah, for the small array can lah kan, but if the large array, large size of array, for sure we need to use array lah. Sorry, array lah, loop. Okay, so for the manual way of calculating a array summary, so you need to follow this way.
Cannot close window.
Okay, so this is when you are asked to sum and array, so just follow this lah. But the two here is depending on the your array punya size. So if it is in words, remember word is holding 2 bytes. Okay, so it is 2. But if the here is byte, only byte, byte, so this is, you need to increment or you need to add by 1 because only 1 byte cut. Okay, so if the word, you need to put here 4 lah because 4 byte. You need to add 4 byte, 4 byte for your pointer to move from first element to the second element. So that is the answer why in the previous offset, it is add 2 4 last time kan, and then we are this one. That's why from here, from this element to go to this element, we need to add 4 because um, this meaning it is occupying 2 bytes, and then for the bytes yang the fourth byte barulah it is holding this value. So that's why at the location array plus 4, um, it is holding the second value because it is the size of the each of the element lah. Okay, so after that we proceed to some index operand. Okay, so we can add a constant to our index operand to a register to generate an effective address. So there are two notation forms. So there are two syntax here. Either you can add your register or your register to your constant or to your operand like this or like this. So there are two ways. Both are no, both are okay to use. Okay, so let's say you are having this the same array like previously. So you can also um, add the indirect operand previously, let's say this one, to the array so that you can get the effective address. Okay, so let's say something like this lah. You Previously, we are taking the offset, but now we can initialize your ESI in your register with 0. Okay, so if you do it like this, it will take the first value, which is this. If we didn't put any number in your array, it will take the first value. After that, if you, because the ESI is all holding 0, meaning you don't, the location is still in the first value of your array lah. But and then this is the alternate format using this format lah. So this and this will resulting in the same result. Okay, so after that you add 2 to the ESI, meaning you increment it. Beside using I and C previously, we can add your ESI, meaning you want to increment it to get the second value. After that, you can add the ESI to your array to get the second value. Okay, so this is actually showing another way of how to take the value inside your array lah. Okay, so there are various ways. First, by using the offset, we have learned it this today, and then second, by increment it like this, and then third, by adding the pointer or the ESI to your array location lah, or array size. So it is all of this way is to get the value of each of these element. Okay, so after that we learn about index scaling. So you can scale an indirect or index operand to the offset of an array element. So this is done by multiplying the index by the array type. Okay, so what it is meant by index scaling is, let's say you have these three variable. After that, uh, array b by. So let's say you want to add by 4 byte. You want to add by 4 byte. Kan here? This means that you want to add 4 byte to the array. Okay, so for example, for array B is in byte. So you can also use the type of array B. Array B punya type is, if you remember, for for the type of byte is 1. Okay, so if you calculate this, if you multiply this pointer to the type, meaning you can get 4 also. Okay, so when you multiply array W is forward, so word will have 2 byte. So you wait up. Mm, type of array W is word. So that we go to the type. Okay, so type for var1 equal to 1. Type for var2 is word equal to 2. Yes, 2. It should be 2. Okay, Okay. Four multiply with two should be L. Guys, I will get back to you about this.
Okay.
Okay, so we proceed to the pointer lah. Okay, okay, so we can also declare a pointer variable that contain the offset of the another variable. So the pointer here, let's say we have this array. Okay, so the pointer here is what it is mean by the pointer variable is this one. Okay, so this variable is holding the address of this array. Okay, so that's we can put the address of an array and then hold it using a variable pointer, which is this one, pointer W. Okay, so we can hold the address to put it in the pointer variable, and then that pointer variable we can use everywhere in our code. Okay, so this is how we can do it. So let's say we already declare a pointer variable that holding the address of this array variable. So after that, we put the pointer variable to our ESI. So this is the compulsory because ESI is holding address or the offset or the address of the memory. So because the pointer is holding the address of your array, so that's why we need to put the pointer to ESI. Yes, after that we can use the ESI lah, whenever we want. Okay, so that is the pointer. So we can use pointer variable. Okay, so after that we proceed to jump and loop. Okay, so this jump and loop, jump is an unconditional jump to a level that is usually within the same procedure. Okay, so you can jump to the any code that inside the same procedure. It says here that it is usually within the same procedure. So maybe so there are actually a case where you can jump to another procedure, but it will be another story lah. So what we have learned here is we need to jump in the same procedure lah, because when you want to jump to another procedure, it will be a long story, and then it cannot be covered in this chapter yet. Okay, so the syntax is just jump and then to the target. So this is like your go to code. Okay, so if you want to do the jump, you just need to declare whatever the name. You can name whatever the section is, and then you put this colon. After that, you can just type jump. It doesn't matter either it is in capital letter or small letter. So you can just jump to your top. It will go to the code lah. Okay, so we will see later in our example in Visual Studio. So the logic here is whatever you put like this, the target, meaning this is your target, it will be put in the EIP. So this EIP is the register that holding the current pointer, if I'm not mistaken, EIP. So it will directly your operation will directly go to the target that is put inside the EIP lah. So that's why we can just jump to any code that we want. Okay, so for the loop, um, so the loop instructions, it creates a counting loop. Okay, so the syntax is you can just time loop and the target where you want to loop it. Okay, so the implementation logic here is the assembler will calculate the distance in bytes between the offset of the following instruction and the offset of the target label. So it is called the relative offset. So the difference or the distance between the instruction and the target label we called as relative offset. So the loop will loop based on how many relative offset calculated between the instruction and then the target level. Okay, so after the relative offset that is obtained from the instructions and the target level, it will be added to EIP so that the EIP will run uh, that code lah. So after that, we will see later how I mean, you can see directly lah here. So this is how we can loop in assembly language. So for example, we have a target here. So we call it this as a target. So after we declare or after we put inside some value inside our register, and then you can put loop here, and then we want to make, for example, we want to increment this. Uh, so we can just loop li, meaning you increment this until until this reach this one. But it is hard to see now because AX and ECX kan um, I mean it is just enough for you to know now that when you want to loop, you just put a target, follow it with the colon, and then you add some instruction that is continuous. For example, incremental, decremental, and then you can loop. Okay, so this is the syntax lah. Okay, so for this to loop the AX, you will need 10 loop. I mean the value of AX, the last AX will be 10. Now currently it is the value of AX is 6 kan. So when you run this loop inside our Visual Studio later, it will stop when the AX value is 10. Actually, this is memang hard to understand now lah, but like I said just now, what you need to know is to do a loop. This is the syntax. Just put a target, and then you add some instruction that should be continuous, like increment or decrement, and then you put a loop there. Yeah, so we finish. So I hope our practical letter, this practical actually I already uploaded. First, I already uploaded in our Google Classroom. You guys can download it. So there are three actually, because this chapter is long long chapter. So there are three practical for this chapter. If we can finish today all of this, then good. But if cannot, you can We can continue next week, or and before we continue next week, you also can try it yourself lah. So the practical is you do the equal sign equation first. Okay, so do this first. In this practical, okay, so in this practical, it is given already a set of code. So you can just copy paste this, and then you can see the value. I will show later the so you open this practical first lah. Open this, and then open your Visual Studio. Okay, guys. Open this first, and then open your Visual Studio, and then I will show you.
Ano?
Tell me if you done, huh? um, MASM and Visual Studio 2000. Okay. Okay, so Farah said, since I just got Visual Studio 2019, how to create new project? What should I open? Did you download the previous item that I asked you guys previously? There's if you see my screen cam, there's a group of project that is we downloaded. Okay, so done. If done, tell me. If there are project 32 vs 2019, if you remember, so you just open the project 32, and then point to the project.solution.sln here. Okay, go to your Visual Studio, open, choose project or solution, locate the file that we have downloaded previously. Okay, so if me, I put here, so just open the project solution. Just open the form there. For me, kan, what I did is, yeah, if you saw something like this, kan, just add add existing item, and then choose any file .asm assembly language there, and then open it lah. Okay, so you have something like this. And then I will open this task.asm, any formula, and then I will save as it. Okay, I will save as like for now maybe we want to because we want to copy paste this this exercise kan. Okay, so I just name it like, sorry, this is the PTR already. Okay, so I just name it like equal text equal. So name it whatever you want. Okay, so that because why I do like that, because when I create new, actually we can just create new, add new, and then create new item. But I didn't see the type of ASM here. So that's why I just save as the previous formula that already created. So after that, if you already open, you can just replace anything inside your, because you already save as kan. So no worry if you replace the code.
Miss, can
Yes.
repeat
Which part?
make the new assembly file.
Oh, you already opened the project.solution lah.
Yeah.
Okay, so after that you right click and then add existing item. After that, you choose any file that ends with .asm, any file lah. Because previously in the project we already have add sub, add to kan, so you just choose any of it. Okay, so after that it will be listed here. Open that file. After that, you save as this file. So how to save as? Go to the file. I mean, you open this. You click for that. You click this file first, and then you save as. Save as, and then name it whatever name you want. And then after that, you add again the newly created file ASM that you created just now.
Oh, okay.
Kelvin, okay ka? Your laptop is slow kan? Can follow ka? Actually, there are many ways of doing it. You can just copy paste all the code in the notepad, and then you save, go to the location of your solution, and then you just name it, for example, right. Article assembly language dot asm. So you can just put dot asm there. Okay. After that, close. When you lepas tu you can add from your project, add existing item, and then so just choose this. Okay, so there are many ways to do that. As long as whatever code we have here, you put it in a file with the extension assembly, and then you include it inside your project. Okay, so who already finished? Not yet. Okay. Wait, I open my window first. Mana tahu can slower the voice, the sound, like what Kelvin suggested. Debug lah, but I want for each of the line of the code that we will debug later.
In
I know your laptop is a little. Can tell me if you are done, huh? Tab here. Okay. Plus configuration to your Visual Studio by you, and then click Solution Explorer. Okay, so you already have the add start kan? So it's okay. Just uh, okay, so after that, mm, copy the error. We search for the solution.
okay, too long.
Too long. Yeah. Noel, okay? Farrell?
Oh, yeah. Still doing.
Oh, okay. This is you are running already lah. You running. Kelvin,
How to create a project again?
how to get the project? Okay, wait ah. When you open your Visual Studio, you can go to the file and then open. After that, project and solution. After that, you locate the project that we have downloaded previously.
Oh, I haven't
Yeah.
downloaded.
Oh, you haven't downloaded? I think ada
Oh,
lah last
oh yeah,
time.
yeah, I think.
Yeah. I think both, all of us already downloaded.
Hmm.
Okay, so after that, you locate lah your previously downloaded project. So choose the 32. After that, choose your project.sln or solution. Then open. Okay, if you have problem, you can share your screen. I can tell the next step. If you are having problem, don't worry. Just tell me. You can open your apalah. You can share your screen. Register, we have learned various segment, which is this one. Okay. So for the 16-bit, there are we are now in 32-bit, so that's press or relocate any of this, and then select debugging, add debugging, select enable address level debugging. Okay, so already. Okay, so okay. Next, set the breakpoint. Tools. Go to the tools because I didn't see the register windows. So what I'm doing now is I am making that register windows appear. So how to do it is I go to the debug. Who else having problem? Noel? Can already?
Okay. Okay. Random.
Not yet. Okay. Can you share your screen so I can help?
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So don't be shy, apa? Because maybe I can help.
So the code already inside.
Oh, okay. Ah, this is already the code, but you don't have solution, right?
I think.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw already the project. Okay, ngam lani.
Then
So your the one that you copied is this one, right?
yeah.
BOUIEQU text EQ, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so um, try to put try to put bookmark at line number 9.
Okay.
Okay. So can you please click load Windows debugger? I want to see if it is run correctly. Um, the icon, no. The icon yang in front tu pun okay sudah. The play sign, the green
This
play
one.
sign. Yes.
Oh,
You click that one also okay, or Control F7 also okay.
well, like this.
What is the error?
I think you didn't define your data.
Define the data. No, I mean it is purposely to not defining any data because it is to show you guys that the equal sign can be used inside the dot code. But I cannot see your screen clearly, oh Noel.
No.
What is the
Uh,
Maybe
wait
got
ah,
cannot
extra
I make
symbol.
it bigger.
cannot find it.
Um okay, so just okay this. Okay, so click your file eq text eq.asm.
This one.
Yeah, right click, compile,
Okay.
succeeded, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it is succeeded, meaning the apa is okay. Beta, I want to make your screen bigger. Beta, full screen. Okay, I can see it clearly now. Um, okay, you remove that add sub 2 and add 2 dot asm
Oh.
because kan it has remove. Click remove. Okay, remove saja, don't delete because if you delete it will delete the physical file also will be deleted.
Oh.
Okay, remove saja, don't delete Okay. Okay, so after that click debug again, the local Windows debugger.
Oh. Okay. Ready.
Hmm.
Blank.
Okay. Okay. Because I want your laptop to show disassembly also, but I will show it later. So it is good lah. You already until this stage. Okay lah. Okay. So Farah, your side okay. Can you run the code?
Still not yet.
Okay. So you share your screen lah.
Where do you download the thing again? Where do we download again? I cannot find it. I cannot find what I downloaded.
Maybe you put it inside the download folder. No kah?
No. Where the link to download?
Oh, okay. Hmm. Beta, I also forgot already. Um, Wait, I think I have bookmarked it somewhere. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, I found it. I will.
Step here.
Okay, so Kelvin, you click the link that I gave in our chat lah, and then after that, I'm sharing my screen now. So I will tell you which link you need to click to download. Okay, Kelvin, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you can see my screen, you click this one, and then this one. Sorry, only this one. You see my cursor, right? Right click here to download a zip file containing 32-bit Visual Studio 2019 project. So that one.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot hear you clearly.
And then,
You download. You click that, and then it will give you the file. It will be downloaded. Too.
mm-hmm.
So
Then,
you open it and extract it lah. There are various way actually. You can just beside opening from the Visual Studio, you can directly click the project.solution. For me, I put it here. Okay, so I have the project.solution here. I just double click it. Yeah. So you just double click it and then it will open your Visual Studio. So there are various way of doing things. Okay, so like just now, yeah, Noel. Assembly language is only 32-bit. We cannot learn the 64-bit because it is too complicated. That's why we are learning assembly language in 32-bit. So that's why we use EAX because EAX is the register for 32-bit. Okay, so Vero, okay ka? Okay already? Because you said just now yours is different because the wrong doc.
Yeah, I click on the what the another document, another practical document, the
Oh,
indirect addressing. So I thought, why so different?
oh, okay. So indirect addressing will be the third practical after this. After this, we will go for the PTR directive. After that, baru indirect addressing. Okay, so Noel, where are you now?
uh,
Sorry, Noel. Kelvin.
oh,
Sorry. So Kelvin, where are you now?
oh, you just got error on the file path.
Error. Can you share your screen?
Okay.
Sorry, because we are learning practical using virtual, so memang a little bit hard lah to learn online kan. It's better if we are in the lab and then I can directly go to your table and then see what happening.
Oh, got this error.
Okay, wait I make it bigger first. Okay, so error occur, unknown while attempting open. Oh, so just close this, close the add sub.asm. Okay, so you go to the add sub.asm file, click it. Okay, okay. You double click it kah?
Ah, yeah.
Oh, this one can open already, right?
Uh-huh. And
Okay, so if like that, open a notepad first. I will teach you the simpler way lah. Open a notepad, any notepad lah. Not any notepad. You open empty notepad.
uh, and then
Okay. So just copy paste the code from the um, from the from this practical. You see my screen kah? Just choose the equal sign equal text equal directive punya practical, so you can see the this is indirect addressing, so not this one.
which
You
one?
open the wrong the wrong practical. There are three too. Okay, so choose the equal sign equal. This one also not.
This one?
This one. Yes. So copy paste. Copy paste that. Copy paste to your not this one. Copy paste to your notepad just now. Okay. After that, um, you save as this. Save as. Okay, put in the same folder with your project solution just now. Okay, here kan. Okay, so this one, the file name, you put .asm. Just type .asm. Okay, open. Let's have. Okay, after that, you can close this notepad. After that, here you can you go to your solution explorer. Okay, so click the project, right click, add existing item, and then look at your file just now, asda.asm. We wait first. Okay, so for the add sub2.asm, you can right click and then remove it. Okay, so for this one can always click remove, don't click delete, because if delete, you will delete it physically. Okay, so for this one, okay, control F7. Control F7 is the shortcut for compiling this file. Control F7. Okay, Control F7. You click Control F7.
It's not nothing happening.
Oh, okay. If like that, you right click this and then compile. Hmm. Farah asking why the second step I got different output compare in the doc. Ush, already run off. Wait, Farah.
Okay, okay, okay.
I one failed. Wait,
Hello, no Irvin.
Oh, okay. So, have you downloaded the IRVIN previously?
Where download the IRVIN?
If you download the IRVIN tool, you should place it uh, in C.
Where the download?
You haven't downloaded also. Last time
How
we have downloaded it.
how am missing already?
Okay, so you if like that, you open the link I gave just now, and then click the first link. You can see my screen. Yang right click here to download the code example and required library for the book.
Which one? Library.
Okay, you scroll up. Okay, that one.
Oh,
Mm.
oh,
Two, you already downloaded it bah in your download folder.
mm,
Kan? Two,
yeah.
if you see the IRVIN, there's one already.
Oh yeah.
So you go to your downloaded folder. Then you extract this, put this in your C, just in your C. Like what I do here, if you can see my screen, just put it in C.
Oh,
Hmm. Put it in your C. Already in your C ka? In your C drive.
mm. Yeah.
Mana? I cannot see it.
Ah, yeah.
What is the name? I
Irvin.
cannot.
Vin.
IRV. You need name it. You need to name it like IRVINE.
Oh, okay, okay.
Ada?
Yeah.
I can see it clearly. Okay.
Irvin.
So the first letter should be capital.
Ah, mm,
Yeah. Actually, I don't know if it is compulsory or not, but to avoid any error lagi kan, just make it the first letter is capital letter. IRVINE. Rename. Hmm. Okay. So can you open the folder first? Okay, ngam. Okay, so try compile again. Okay, already. Okay, so you guys see my screen kan? Okay, Kelvin, you can see my screen already lah. Okay, so after this, okay, so this is what we have downloaded just now. It's what we have copied just now. I name it as, you guys can see my screen kan?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I want to tell you guys is you need to open the disassembly windows. To open the disassembly windows is by go to your tools, go to the tools, option, and then debugging. After that, uh, mm, you tick this one, enable address level debugging, or ensure disassembly if source is not available. Click that one.
That
Oh,
one, what does it do?
it will open your disassembly windows. I will show later. Okay, you guys see here. Whenever I debug this, okay, I will click local Windows debugger, and then I put my debug pointer here. Okay, so what I want you to watch is this Windows. If you can open it, if you cannot open, then you need to go to your Windows. You run first, you debug first, put the pointer in your code first, and then you run first, like what I doing now, and then go to your Windows, and then Windows. You can or when you debug it, you press alternate add. So the disassembly windows will appear. Can you see ka? No need to go to Windows lah. Just press alternate and then number add. Alternate add. So it will show the disassembly windows. Okay, can you guys see the disassembly windows?
Yeah.
Okay. So beside this with disassembly windows, uh, do you see watch windows here or any in your Visual Studio lah when you run or when you debug this? Because kan this watch windows is really helpful lah. So, for example here kan, you want to add any variable, you want to know its value, you can just add it here. So for example, for now, I have a variable, uh, we have a variable name count. So you can just put the count there and then it will show you the value lah. But now because we are still not over this line, if we press F10, uh, okay, so we cannot see the value for the count lah because this is it didn't store in any memory kan because this is the like a constant, so we cannot see the apalah. But if you want to see the value of EAX, beside you can go to your registers window, you can see the register punya value kan. You can also put it in the watch. You can just put EAX, then you will know the value of EAX now. See? The good thing about this watch windows is it will give you the value in decimal, the things that you can understand. Okay, so if you see the value EAX in this register, it will tell you this value. So this value is in hexadecimal. So if you want to know in decimal, you need to go to any um, to any yeah, you need to convert it manually lagi lah kan. So for me kalau hexadecimal converter, you want to hexadecimal to decimal, you can just copy paste and then convert, baru you can see the value in the decimal. But using the watch windows, you can directly see the value of the AX in decimal now. So that so this windows is very helpful lah. Okay, so all of you can run already and then can see the assembly already lah. The assembly ni kan, assembly windows. Kan
What
tak?
do what do we need to
Disassembly.
no hold? I mean hold. I mean alt control 8 or what?
Oh, yang this alternate add, alternate and then number add.
What does it do?
It will open this assembly windows.
Oh, okay.
I tried to do the Alt 8, but nothing show up. Oh.
Oh yeah.
Does it
Yeah.
show? Does it show
Nothing
the
show.
watch? Does it show the watch one?
It shows the watch lah. Did you already go to the tools and then option and then go to the debugging and then did you already tick this two?
Wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
Debugging. Yeah, already tick.
Oh, both of it already ticked.
Yeah.
Okay, so but when you click or press the alternate add, did you already debug or did you already run it? Because it only will be appear when you debug it already. You need to press it during the debugging.
Oh, okay. Let me try.
Hmm. You need to debug first, baru you click the alternate press. Alternate add.
Still same result. Don't have.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but wait. Let me try something first.
Where do you get the arrow? How do you get the arrow?
The arrow, this one.
Oh,
Oh, beta, I show you. Okay, so first I tick this line first, line 9, until this pointer here is appear out, this red pointer. After that, I click local Windows debugger. After that, now we know that the code is already running, and then it is now reading this line. Okay, so if I click or if I press F10 in our keyboard, it will move. It will move the line that is, this yellow arrow. It is saying that now the system is executing or preparing to execute this line.
Oh, my F10 is not working.
Oh, your F10?
Yeah, I don't think my F10 is working.
Oh, okay. So if you cannot, if your F10 not working, you can click here. You can see my screen. Nih, this icon.
Oh,
You check everything.
oh,
Click the
okay,
step over.
okay.
Hmm.
I got already the disassembly.
Oh, what did you do?
I don't know. I just do copy paste and everything. I try to bookmark it and all. I don't know.
Okay, Kelvin, can you see the disassembly?
Yeah, yeah. I already. Yeah.
Okay. So
Does it automatically show everything, or do you have to one by one type them out?
it will show the current value. For example, now kan, that's why I want you guys to watch what I want to do, because kan, um, when this line yellow arrow is on is pointing to this line of code, actually whatever you see here, whatever, for example, I want to know the value of EBX kan, so I add here EBX. And so now it is still showing the previous value, meaning when your yellow arrow is pointing to this, it means that the variable, this variable EBX still not, it is still holding the previous value. Only when you move to the next line, and then now the EBX is holding the value that it should hold lah. Okay, so what I want to say is, if you want to see the current value of a variable, you need to move to the next line first, baru you can see its current value. Because if this yellow error, meaning it still didn't run that code, meaning it is only in preparing to run that code. Only when you move to the next line, baru your previous line or previous variable, it read the current value lah. Can understand kah what I mean? I mean, if
So
you want, yes.
when you go to the next line, then execute. Oh, the arrow only when you step over the line, then you activate the line.
Yeah, yeah. So if you want to know CX, you need to go to the next line first. Baru you can get the value, the current value. If you want, this is already a dumb flex lah. This is what the functions from Windows that will stop or clear the register punya value. So let's say you go to the next line and then next line, and now this CX, at this point when this arrow pointing to this CX here is, for for example, now kan we want to watch the CX. Okay, so this CX now is actually still holding the CX value from here. Okay, so after you move this line, this arrow line, if you step over this code, and then now the CX barulah it will take the current or the value that it should hold, which is 600 now. Okay, you can understand what I try to tell. Noel? Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So we only have 10 minutes left. So what I want to tell you guys, all of these watch windows, you can use all of this disassembly ni kan, you can also point to the variable you want, and then you can see the value. For example, this CX, you can see that this current CX is holding 600. Okay, so you can see all the value to understand more. Okay, so if you don't understand what is happening when from this line, so you can just debug it and then look at the value inside the watch, inside the registers, and then inside the disassembly. Okay, so for this um, for this practical, what it want you to know is for this one, for the first exercise, it want to tell about the equal sign directive, which is only this one. So it want to tell you guys that this equal directive, which is this one, it can be used inside your code. And then it can be used to hold macam constant or instant variable. Okay, so you can directly put the value here. Okay, so that is how the equal directive can be used. Okay, so this exercise only want to tell you guys about this lah. Okay, so when you declare an equal sign directive, you can use it everywhere in your code already. So this is like a public constant in higher language programming language lah. Okay, so you can use this count in the any line of the code lah, and then you can also redefine it. So it will take whenever your system run through this, it will replace the value of the previous count. Now the new count is the new line lah. Okay, so that is what this exercise want to tell. For the second exercise, you can do the same. You just create another ASM file, and then you can run through this, and this exercise telling about the dollar sign. The dollar sign, which I tell you previously that it can be used to calculate the size of your array. Okay, so whenever you want to open or whenever you want to debug your file kan, sometimes it will cause error if you open another file together because they have the same main procedure. Okay, I open. I have tried some of the exercises. Okay, why sometimes it produce error? For example, now kan um, I am opening two file here, not opening. I am importing two file here, and then when I run equal text dot equal ni, I will run this. It will produce error. Why? Because it says here main already defined in equal text equal. So that is because both of your file here having the same name of procedure, which is main. Okay, what you can do if you want to open these two together is you change the name of the main procedure. Maybe, for example, for this one, you can change your main to main 2. And then when you change this main 2, you need to also change the end of the main, and then you change this. That's all. So it means that if you remember that I said the procedure is a procedure. So this procedure is like a function in the higher language programming. So if you have two main procedure, it means that you are having two function with the same name. So that's why it caused the error. But now, if because I already changed the name in the first file to main2, so now if we run this, it will not cause the error lah, because it has the different name of the procedure already. Okay, can understand this one? Because later if you try another exercise and then you are opening, you are importing different file kan, if your main you didn't rename it or you didn't change your main procedure here, it will cause error. You cannot run your program. Okay, so what you can do next is you do the same thing like we have done previously. You just copy paste this, put it in a new file, import it to your project, and then you run, and then try to understand the code. In this second exercise, it is telling about the sign dollar. Okay, Noel, if you remember, you asked me last time, either this list size is compulsory kan, the name is list size. So it is not compulsory actually. You can name it whatever you want. Okay, I will show this one now. Whatever you want. But first, I will create a new file first. I am opening my notepad. I copy paste the code here, and then I will save it in the same directory with my project. Okay, so I will name it as maybe this size array .asm. Don't forget to put .asm. Okay, so after that I close it. I go to my project. I import it or I add it to my project. So this is the one that I just created just now. I add it, and then after that I change the name of my main so that it will not cause error later. So I already have main 2, and then now I have main 3. Okay, so now I will compile it. Okay, so it is succeeded. Okay, now this second exercise is telling about this. This is the main character or the main character lah in this exercise. It is telling that when you want to know the size of your array, you need to use this. So this is how you can get the size of your array. So the name of the variable that holding the size can be varied. Anything can is okay as long as this is correct. Okay, so you need to use the dollar sign minus the array that you want to know its size, and then put it to be held by a variable. So the variable name is vary. Anything can also. And the most important thing is this line of code need to be immediately after your array. Why? Because if you put it under different array, it will not give the correct size of your array. Okay, if you want to see here, we check. Okay, now let's say I have another variable. So that variable I name it as list2. Okay, so now I want to calculate the size of this array. Okay, so because I want to calculate the list2 array, so I put the list2 array here. So this is maybe size 2 lah. And then first we run this first lah, so we know this what is the value um, that is held by this. But we cannot see the value inside the data. We can only put it, or we can only see the value in the code. Okay, so let's say this is just want to know the value of the list size. So let's say I want to put it in the EAX. I want to see the value of list size. So this may cause the error because EAX is holding 32 bits, but your list size is only few bits. So to avoid that kind of error, if you remember, we have learned about move ZX. This move ZX, it will fill up all the remaining digit with 0. So we check first. This is what just want to know. We just want to see the value of size, this size. Okay, so when we debug here, okay, there's an error. The error because invalid instruction operand. Okay. Oh, okay, so yeah, this one. We don't need to do that because we already have it here. Okay, so now we want to know the size of list size. Okay, so before that, we run this first lah. Uh, okay. Sometimes it cannot work well with the other file, so we remove that first. Okay, so you can see kan my way of um my way of solving things. So if you have problem letter, you can just remove the other files because sometimes it will conflict. And so now we want to see the value of this size. This size, it is called in EAX. So we go to the next line to see the EAX. So now EAX, if we see the EAX, it is 4. Okay, so we can see that the size of this is 4. So it is correct lah kan? 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 elements here, then the size is 4. But later, when you put it like this, for example, somehow we want to, usually we want to just declare all of the apa variable and then baru we want to declare its size kan. So if you do it like this, if you see the difference now, the list size is not immediately after the array kan. So now we will see the value of this list size. Okay, so we run. Then
Why so big?
why so big?
This size.
Pardon?
List size how big?
List size. Okay. Oh, because at that time it is holding the max address or the maximum value that is uh, still not occupied.
Oh,
Because that time you said that it is so big, kan? Because at that time it's still not holding we still didn't run this code. Okay, so we want to know the list size now. Okay, so we go to the next line so we can know the EAX. So now EAX is at already. Okay, you can see the difference, kan? That's why the important thing of this exercise is for you to understand that this dollar sign is can be used to calculate the size of an array. So it is the first point. The second point is you need to put it exactly after the array. You cannot put it like what I did just now lah. So this is the correct way. The previous way is wrong because you can see the difference kan? Because this is actually holding the current pointer. So if you put it if you put it at the wrong place, then it will calculate it the wrong way lah. Okay, so after that, because we already passed about 10 minutes, so in the equal sign ni kan, we have another example lagi. So in this example, it is telling about EQ directive. So when you are running this letter, try to understand the function or the responsibility of the EQ. EQ directive ni. So if you can by looking at the watch windows, the assembly windows, the register windows, it is for you to understand more lah. Okay, and try to do try to finish this by understanding and then the next this exercise is telling about text equal, and then after that there's an exercise for you, so try to do this based on all the example given in the above. You can try after you finish, you can submit it to me. The due is this week Sunday. Okay.
Sorry, what?
After this, when you have time later, maybe in the night, you try to run each of the exercise in this practical, this chapter 2, equal sign, equal text, equal directive. Try to understand all of it and then try to do the exercise here. It is at the end of the page. And then submit it to me Sunday, latest by Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Noel? Okay. Kelvin? Okay.
Okay.
Hello? Hello? I cannot hear. Noel? Okay.
Okay.
Kelvin?
Okay.
Okay. So if you have any question, then you can ask in our WhatsApp group lah. But before that, I want to remind again because Kelvin is already here. Kelvin, actually your assignment for the task one should be submitted on Friday, week 7, meaning next week. So, 3 of you, please complete the task one. Okay, so this task one only has 20 marks. So, if you have any question, you ask me lah before that time. Okay? Okay, all?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Okay, Kelvin and Noel and Farah, you divide your task. Some of you do the introduction, some do the functionality and modules, flowchart, and then this user manual, I will get back to you guys later because I'm sure you guys don't know how to do the user manual since you haven't do the system kan. So I will get back to you later about this. Okay?
Okay, miss.
Okay. Okay, so we can dismiss now.
Okay, miss. Thank
Bye
you.
and thank you everybody. Okay, bye.